You close all these tabs. I have way too many tabs open. Hate that. Anyone else go crazy? To the one person who's watching this right now. Anyone else here go crazy when you have a bunch of tabs open in your browser? I cannot stand that. It is the bane of my existence. Anyway, here we are. I'm doing another stream, just waiting for people to start flocking in like they always inevitably do whenever I do these streams. My least favorite part of these streams is always waiting for people to flock in. Like the beginning of these is always so slow because, it takes a while for people to come in sometimes, but I'm confident people will come in eventually, hopefully. I don't know how long I'll be doing this for. I don't know if I'm going to go for the usual like hour and 45 something minutes that I usually do when I'm doing these streams. Maybe a little short, or who knows, maybe it'll be about as long as I usually do them. We'll see, but I don't know. It depends on how much fun I have doing this. But yeah, anyways. Thank you, YouTube, for notifying me that I am live. Yeah, I totally didn't know that. So life kind of sucks right now, as some of you probably already know. I made a video about this like almost a week ago. Tomorrow will be a week. My grandmother passed away recently, and things have been really, really difficult. I say I am probably right now in the denial stage of grief, because every day I wake up just hoping that the past month or so was just a bad dream. But it's not. It's real life. I lost someone really close to me. And part of the reason why I'm doing this stream is just to vent about this for like, I don't know, the first 20 or so minutes and then bullshit with the chat. But I just need to let some of this out. I really don't care if people find this uninteresting or hate that I'm talking about something so depressing in this stream, but you're free not to watch. Anyways, it is still very, very surreal to me that she is gone. It still just does not feel real. You know, I lost someone years ago, the old man back in 2012, Joe. And, that was difficult. The first time I lost a human that I was really close to. But this is different. My grandmother, I've known her for all of my 19 years of existence. I've been so incredibly close to her. I was close to him too, but more so her, of course. And life without her will just never, ever be the same. It's going to take a while for me to fully recover from this. Well, never really fully recovered, but you get what I mean. You just got to keep chugging along, I guess, after, a loss. Nothing really much else you can do, I guess. Her service is going to be this Tuesday. She was cremated. At first, I thought we were going to have like a viewing or something of her at the funeral, but no. She's going to be cremated, so that's going to be just a little easier. And I'm going to say a prayer during it. Yeah, I know some of you might be edgy atheists and say, prayer is cringe, don't recite a prayer. No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go up in front of all the people who are attending the service and recite a prayer for like 30 seconds at most. I've been practicing the hell out of that. I don't have it with me right now. Maybe I would recite it here just to practice a little more, but no, I don't have the thing with me. But yeah, her service is going to be tough. This past week has been so incredibly tough. Yeah. I visited her obituary page just a few days ago. My uncle sent me a link to it. And I've been on that obituary website a couple of times in the past because a girl at my school passed away a few years ago. It's really scary too. Like, she went to sleep. Literally, she just went to sleep. She never woke up. She had some undisclosed condition with her heart that doctors never ever picked up on, and just one day her heart gave out in the middle of her sleep. Ever since then, I've been kind of apprehensive when going to sleep on some nights, thinking, is that going to happen to me someday? But no, that's probably not gonna happen to me. But yeah, I've been on that page. I've been on that website before, and to see my grandmother there, a big picture of her on her obituary page, it just doesn't feel right, you know? Seeing someone you've known for your whole entire life, someone you've known and loved for your whole entire life, on a site like that, it choked me up quite a bit, you know. It, I guess in a way it made her death feel a little more, I guess, official. When looking at that page, you can't deny in your head that she's gone because it's right there staring at you in the face, her obituary page. But yeah, that's where I'm at currently. Currently at the denial stage of grief, I guess you can say. But yeah, things are difficult. But how are things with you? Morbidness aside, how are things with all of you? 5 people are here. That's cool. That's cool. 4 people now. Usually these streams take a little bit to pick up, I guess. Hello, Ethan. Hello, Guitar Rocker. How are both of you doing? I hope things are better with you two compared to how things are with me currently, because life sucks for me, but you already know that. You already know that. Just before starting the stream, I saw this video of some Karen at a store. She was freaking out at some people for wearing masks, and then she goes up to the woman who was recording the video, goes right into her face, and say, "Oh, what are you gonna do about me not wearing a mask? You're gonna leave the store?" Like, it's hard to believe all these months later we still have people like this saying COVID is a hoax. She even said in the video, just wait for COVID. Just wait for it to be confirmed that COVID is a hoax. I'll be right all along. It's just so sad that in September of 2020, after what 6+ months of this being a global pandemic, we still have people like this saying, "Oh, it's fake." Fake. Oh, you're wearing a mask, you stupid sheep. Taking proper precaution is something to ridicule, I guess. It's so goddamn pathetic and sad. But yeah, I wouldn't blame the lady recording the video, the lady who this Karen went up to her face. The lady recording the video who had the Karen go up to her face. I wouldn't blame her one bit if she were to just kick this Karen across the face. I know, don't condone violence, but come on. Come on. Yeah, she literally says, "Educate yourselves," while she's denying a fucking global pandemic that has killed millions of people across the world. How many COVID deaths have there been worldwide at this point? I haven't been keeping up with shit like that in a while. Not deaths in New York. Worldwide, 6.71 million deaths. No, it's a hoax. It's not real. Not real. Mikey. I don't know what you're trying to say there, but hello, Video Bird. How are you doing? I mean, a lot of people have that feeling with people they hate. They just want to slap or punch someone that irritates them badly. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Woohoo, 7 people here. The stream is starting to get lively. But yeah, I would never do that to another person, but at the same time, if some stupid COVID denier who's going up and harassing people who are following, basic precaution and wanting to, protect those around them, yeah, I would not feel sad whatsoever if those kind of people had violence inflicted upon them. But Corona fake, I saw it on Facebook. Yeah, I think this was exact woman showed a Facebook meme to prove her point. I forget exactly. I might be thinking of another one. Nah, I'm too lazy to go through the video right now. Hello, Devil Wolf of Legend. I believe you're a regular in my streams every time I do one of these. But yeah, actually remembered my orange juice this time. Because my voice always fucking dries up. Uh-oh. Sirens. My voice always dries up every time I'm doing these fucking streams. So yeah, it's especially bad whenever I forget to get a drink for whenever I'm doing these streams. But I remembered this time. I'm probably gonna forget the next time, like I usually do, but at least I have it handy for this particular stream. The thing you said earlier about someone dying in their sleep sounds scary. Yeah, it is terrifying. The very thought of going to sleep and never waking up just is very scary. To most people, at least. Some people might want that to happen to them for any particular reason. But for most people, yeah, that is pretty scary. Especially since you lived your whole life with a condition that you never knew about, and that condition just kills you in the middle of your sleep. That is scary. That is very freaky. I kid you not, for like a straight week after that happened to that girl in my high school like 2 years ago, I was kind of afraid to go to sleep because I was like, what if I have some kind of condition that could do the same thing to me? Like I have some undisclosed medical condition of my heart that I never knew about throughout my whole life, and it just kills me one day when I go to sleep, or one night when I go to sleep. You know? It's so scary. Like, you could die from like so many things in this world. Like, everything in this world is out to kill you. You go outside, something is out there that can easily kill you, or your body could just turn on you one day and kill you. That's why you just gotta live for today, you know? Also, I hear sirens like that quite often where I live. Yeah, I live in NYC, so I'm very conditioned to hearing sirens like every second of every day. How to throw a puking movie night party. Step 1, invite your friend to your house. Step 2, watch Cuties while eating. Step 3, puke. Yeah, no thanks. I have no interest in watching that. I have a Netflix subscription. I don't plan on canceling that subscription because I'm currently watching Orange is the New Black, and I have other shows on Netflix that I plan to watch. So sorry, I'm not canceling Netflix just over one movie, but I have no intentions of ever watching that fucking movie. No thanks. No thanks. Damn, I have a new phobia now. I'm very sorry, Jimmy Page. Thoughts on sirens? I mean, they're kind of annoying. Sometimes they wake me up in the middle of the night if I have my window open, or in the morning, you know, sometimes. Actually, this morning, the landscapers came to mow our lawn, and my window was wide open, just like how it is. Well, actually, I have to put a stick now to keep the window open because my window doesn't stay open by itself anymore. I have to get that fixed. But I had my window open, and the landscapers came at like 10 in the morning or 11, somewhere around there, and it woke me up. And that pisses me off. I hate that so much. But thankfully, you know, fall is coming. They're only here for the spring and the summer, so that's coming to a close very, very soon. If it's up, fuck them. Yeah. ACAB. Cool. I got some ACAB people in the chat here. Hopefully I finally weeded out all those people who sympathize with cops and think the looting and rioting is completely unjustified. I know some of those people probably still fester around my channel for whatever reason, but I just really hope that they all just decided to fuck off after that cop video I made. Because Jesus Christ, that cop video I made, one of my most controversial videos. I mean, I expected nothing less, but Jesus Christ, look at the fucking ratio of that video. Siren head awareness. I have no clue what you're referencing there, but all right. The first one had more likes than dislikes. You mean my abolish cops video? That actually really surprised me. That did give me a little hope that, oh, maybe every time I do talk about how cops are horrible, horrible pieces of shit, and the institution that they serve is really racist and fucked up, maybe people would actually be okay with me talking about that on my channel. But then I made the bootlicker video, and yeah. That's not gonna, of course, sway me away from talking about certain topic. Like, just talk about whatever the fuck I want, regardless if I get backlash for it or not. That's just my nature. Most dislikes than likes, and a dislike rational video. I assume you mean my video was perfectly rational and it didn't deserve the dislikes it got, which it's cool if you think that way, but many people disagree. Obviously, I had a bunch of people mauled in the comment section in that video. It's so funny. Some people said I am mental. I need to seek help. Like, cool. I didn't know you could accurately pinpoint one's mental illness just watching just watching one video they made on they posted onto YouTube. Yeah, someone made a video response to that or whatever. Some fucking idiot that I used to talk to a lot. Didn't bother watching 1 second of it because why should I? I used to think that the rioting was bad, but honestly, fuck the cops in America. They tried being peaceful already, and it didn't work. Sometimes rioting is the only option. Well, I mean, how do you think the civil rights movement was successful? It wasn't just peaceful protesting. When you said bootlicker, I thought you meant the person licking somebody's boots, which is disgusting. I mean, that's essentially what the people who defend cops are doing. What was this channel? LOL. A ranting channel, I guess. I don't know what you're asking. I mean, it still is. I mean, years and years ago, it used to be me bashing on some children's website. Well, not exactly a children's website, but you know, a website that catered a lot to children called Miiverse. But long since I grew that, and that site obviously ceased to exist long ago. But now I just bitch about whatever topic I feel like bitching about. Nitwit's World was the one that made the video response. I know. I just didn't feel like saying their name and giving them the satisfaction of me saying their name on my channel. But you know what? Fuck it. Whatever. I didn't watch a single second of the video. The video keeps cutting out for me. My connection's perfectly fine, so I don't know. Audio, not video. Again, my connection's perfectly fine, so I don't know if it's a problem on your end. I don't know if other viewers are having the same problem. People making the excuse, well, cops have stopped a crime or missing the point. Totally. I still had some people say, but what about the cops that saved lives? Well, I mean, the point was very clear in my video. I'm talking about the institution that they serve. I don't give a shit if it's a cop. If one single cop did a good thing or does good things, I don't care if they're a good person, like, outside of their job. It's just the institution that they serve is blatantly racist. But yeah, I think I made my point clear about cops. For now, at least. I mean, I'm probably someday gonna make another video talking bad about cops and then get like 2 likes and 50 dislikes, but that's just the nature of the beast. Someone removed their like and gave this stream a dislike. I see that Archfiend uploaded a new video earlier about H3H3 drama or whatever. Like, he's free to make videos on whatever he wants, but like, I am so like over this H3H3 drama. I honestly have no clue what the fuck it's even about anymore. I don't pay attention to a lot of like big YouTube drama fiascos anymore because it gets so long and drawn out, and it's like, just find something better to do. Find something better to talk about, something more fresh to talk about. Like, I hear over and over again about people like H3H3 or that, what the fuck was her name? Pokimane, yeah, Pokimane, that Twitch streamer girl. I hear about those people over and over again. Like, it comes to a certain point where you have to be like, is this even worth talking about anymore? You're just repeating the same shit over and over again. A lot of the times when I'm like, oh, let me check in on this inconsequential YouTube or Twitch drama because I keep hearing about it for months on end. Did something new develop? No. It's still the same thing about, oh, Pokimane has a bunch of quote-unquote simps watching her. They throw money her way. How dare they? Like, why the fuck does it matter? Who cares? Like, is this really what the fuck you want to focus on? Like, Leafy made like what, fucking 15 videos about her before he got shit canned off YouTube. And I know people will make the argument, well, he didn't exactly talk about her. A lot of those videos were just clickbait to get her audience to watch, and he actually talked about buying stocks or whatever. Stop being a fucking idiot. You know exactly what he was doing with those video titles. Trying to rile up his audience, keep the harassment against her going, keep the harassment against the people who donate towards her going. And for what? Like, what's the gain? Same with H3H3. I hear the same shit about him over and over again. I know he's not the best person. I'm not going to defend him. I don't really like him. But still, I just hear the same shit about him over and over again. Oh, he's become cringe. He's an SJW now and things like that, and other reasons people find him scummy. But I'm just so out of the fucking YouTube drama sphere. I used to talk about that a lot on this channel. I'm sure a lot of you remember that, like 3 to 4 years ago. That was one of the big focuses of this channel, me talking about YouTube drama. But eventually I was like, what the fuck is the point in still talking about this? I'm not interested all that much in it anymore. I'm basically saying the same shit over and over and just paste another YouTuber's name in the title, and there you go. And make the same exact points over and over again. And it comes to a point where you're like, it's really not worth focusing on anymore. I mean, sometimes, yeah, I do make videos about other YouTubers and YouTube drama if I feel like I have anything interesting to add. But for the most part, I don't fucking bother anymore. It's not my interest anymore. I know some people are sad. Oh, why is he talking about all this political shit? I want him to talk about YouTube drama and bad fan bases again and other stupid shit that doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, that's just not my interest anymore. I have no interest in talking about that anymore. Politics is way more interesting to me, and other like stupid, inconsequential bullshit things that don't matter to me at all are interesting to talk about for me as well on this channel. All right, I missed a bunch of messages here while I was going on to my little rant about YouTube drama. The Archfiend still talked about the YouTube drama too much, in my opinion. I mean, sometimes I do bite the bullet and watch some of his YouTube drama content if the topic seems interesting, just judging from the title. But today, I saw James Charles and HCH3 in the same title, and I'm like, no, not interested. I don't care. I mean, again, he can talk about whatever he wants. I'm not saying, like, talk about things that personally interests me, because I have the same thing said to me sometimes. People comment on my videos saying, I don't give a shit about this topic. Talk about this. And I'm like, fuck you, dude. You came to my YouTube channel. I make the videos, and I can make the video. I can make whatever the fuck I want. So that's not what I'm saying, but I'm just saying, like, I personally don't find any of that shit interesting, and I don't understand how other people find that shit interesting. YouTube drama is just fucking boring. Every argument is exactly the same. Pretty much. I heard there's a COVID-19 vaccine coming, but one needs to be tested. I hear about that all the time. There's a vaccine coming. I don't. If there's one coming, cool. Hopefully, it'll be effective. But I don't know if we're gonna get one that, you know, essentially decimates this virus anytime soon. I have no clue. I don't know. I want one to come out. You know, one that's actually effective and one that'll cure someone from this virus, but who knows if such a thing is even going to come out. Like, you hear people say this virus could be just a thing that we have to live with from now on. You know, it's the unfortunate reality, but maybe herd immunity will be the killer of this virus. We don't know. A lot of things are still up in the air when it comes to COVID-19. Just a scary time we live in, all in all. They've been saying they're making a vaccine since February. Probably won't make it to the public for another year. Yeah. People talk about YouTube drama because it gets them the most clicks. I mean, I'm fine with making videos for views. I mean, it really depends. If you're a clickbaiting piece of shit where you make these horribly misleading titles and thumbnails for your videos to bait people into watching, then yeah, fuck you. But when it comes to, like, spreading a message or just, you know, talking about a trendy topic because it's something you're actually interested in, I don't really see much of an issue with wanting that to garner in views. I mean, I used to be so staunchly against this. I hate people who do videos for views, but honestly, I've been doing videos for views for the longest fucking time now. Well, of course, not solely just for views. I do enjoy doing these videos, of course, but still, part of what makes these videos fun is that people watch these. Leafy is here recently got terminated by YouTube. Yep. Crab Rave. So happy about that. And he got banned off Twitch too. Twitter's next, hopefully. Can't wait for Halloween where everyone is dressed up as doctors and surgeons. I remember when I was little, I dressed up as a zombie surgeon. That was so popular. That particular costume was so popular when I was little. I used to see in my elementary school, we used to be able to dress up in our costumes and go to school in our costumes. And so many kids dressed up as that. And I wanted to be that one year, and I was. And I saw like 20 other kids while I was trick-or-treating with that same exact costume. I don't know if any of you know which one I'm talking about in particular, probably, but I remember that being so popular. And it probably still is popular too, but I just don't know because I haven't trick-or-treated since 2014 when I was 13. Honestly, can we remove the stigma surrounding people who are older trick-or-treating? Like, the only reason I don't do it anymore is out of embarrassment. I mean, I used to be like, I'm too old for this. I don't want to do this anymore. But to be honest, I kind of miss it. You know, I'm not a fan of having to walk around my neighborhood and knock on people's doors or ring their doorbells, but I like getting a shitload of candy on one day of the year that lasts me like a few weeks. Especially candy that I really like Kit Kats or Hershey bars or M&Ms, other horrible junk food. But I love that so much, and I kind of miss that, and I wish, I wish it could be something that is done throughout all the ages. But unfortunately, society is like, no, after a certain age, you're too old for this, and you shouldn't be doing it anymore. Fuck fun. There's nothing wrong with making content to get views, but the content has to be good and not just clickbaity grifter bullshit. Pretty much. Trump recently banned TikTok and WeChat off the U.S. Yeah, I heard about that. I woke up. Someone in my Discord server mentioned that, and they're actually proceeding with the TikTok ban. Well, I don't know if it's actually a ban. I hear conflicting things like it's going to be banned off the App Store, but if you have the app downloaded already, you can use it still until November. Like I think TikTok is waiting to reach a deal with some U.S. company to be bought by some U.S. company. But if it doesn't, but if the deal doesn't go through by then TikTok is axed completely in the U.S. You can't access it anymore. I think that's actually going to be the case, but still, like this TikTok ban thing is such bullshit. Like I don't use the app. I've never used it actually. Wait, let me do something. May as well get it while it still exists, right? On the App Store at least. All right, there we go. I'm downloading. Wait, I have to do the Face ID thing. There we go. I'm downloading TikTok just before it gets banned. Live here on stream. May as well join the cool kids table finally. While it still exists. Anyways, I've never used TikTok, so I'm not like so angry that it's going to be banned or anything, but still, like, I see a lot of people say, well, China's collecting people's information off of TikTok. You don't think any social media site in the US does the same exact fucking thing? Facebook, Twitter, uh, Snapchat, Instagram, all these fucking websites, they do the same exact fucking thing. They take your information and sell it off to advertisers and give it to the fucking government. Like, it is no fucking different here. But oh no, it's China doing it. It's bad when China does it, but not when we do it. I've literally seen some conservatives try to excuse what we do when literally we're doing the same exact thing as China with TikTok. Such fucking hypocrites, Jesus Christ. I mean, legit, sometimes I'm talking about something and then I get like an advertisement on Google advertising something related to what I was talking about because my phone is listening in on me. So yeah, American companies do the exact same shit. It's not exclusive to TikTok. Just because it's China doing it doesn't make what we do any less bad. So yeah, that's my spiel on the TikTok thing. Here we go. I have sign up for TikTok. Yeah, you can see that, right? Yeah, you can see that. I'm not gonna do shit on it. But hey, I have it. May as well get it now while you can still get it, right? Hello, Sienna. Hello, Michael. Cool name you have there. I'm more scared of the US collecting my information than China doing it, to be honest. It's fucked up no matter what country is doing it, but it's something you can't escape. And I see some people celebrating the TikTok ban for very, very like stupid, arbitrary reasons too. Like, yay, no more cringy TikTok videos. Like, don't watch the fucking videos then. Like, it doesn't need to be banned because you personally find it to be cringe. I just spit all over the place. And I just wiped it with my hand. I know I'm very disgusting. Anyways, like, don't ruin other people's fun just because you find something to be stupid. You personally find something to be stupid. I am making my TikTok account right as we speak. So will people who have TikTok installed still be able to post there and stuff, or are their servers shutting down? From what I'm hearing on Twitter, don't take my word as gospel, but it's going to be removed from the App Store this Sunday, I believe, or Saturday. I don't know exactly, but you can still use it if you have the app installed on your phone. But if TikTok doesn't come with an agreement with whatever US company is planning to buy them out, then their servers are going to be shut down here in the US come November 12th, I think. So, yeah. That's the scoop, or at least that's what I think is the scoop. VPN, yeah, I know. Premium VPN services, it's going to be like fucking Christmas for them. Choose your interests. Animals are cool, I guess. Comedy is cool. Food is definitely cool. You can definitely tell I think food is cool. I'm picking out like whatever like categories TikTok wants me to put. Gaming is cool. Dance is cringe. Fuck dance. Music is cool. I guess oddly satisfying is also cool. Outdoors is cringe. Fuck outdoors. Fandom, no. All right, there we go. Got all my interests. Start watching TikTok. Oh, look, here's a kitty. I'm probably hardly ever going to be using this, but whatever. May as well have it, right? How the fuck does this even work? There we go. I signed in with my Twitter. See, my Charlie profile pic is there. And there's my TikTok if anyone wants to follow that, which is probably going to be 0 view because I don't know if any of you have any interest in TikTok, like, at all. You heard Microsoft is going to buy TikTok. Didn't that fall through? Like, isn't that, like, not going to happen? At least that's what I heard. I don't know. If they think TikTok videos were that bad, then they should go watch anti-SJW cringe compilations on YouTube because anti-SJW channels are the true definition of cringeworthy videos. True. Oh, the incels here. I didn't realize who wrote that until now. I'm sorry, I haven't really been paying attention to who's commenting what. Just reading what people are writing. Then why did you say you've been watching anti-SJW channels since 2016? Because I wanted to tell my story about anti-SJW stupidity that influenced me to hating social justice. Oh. I mean, you were talking about misandry and shit on my server, so I thought you were like some MRA person. Ugh. So it's like the home section of TikTok, just videos that you can scroll through. I'm still trying to get acquainted to how this shit works. Like, I have some friends who have TikTok accounts, I mean. And they've tried to urge me into getting one, but I was never interested in getting one. until now, and literally the only reason why I'm getting one now is because it's going to be taken off the App Store, and I don't know, just have it for shits and giggles while I still can, right? Thoughts on one thing we all don't want to know is BDSM. Uh, Whatever. I mean, if one wants to be in a BDSM relationship, then fine. As long as it's consensual, mutually between both partners or whoever, then whatever. None of my business. Not my thing personally, but it's someone else's thing and they want to do it with someone else and that other person is completely okay with it, then fine. That's where I stand on BDSM personally, and that's really the rational stance that pretty much everyone should have, but kink shaming is unfortunately very prevalent. After 3 years of watching anti-SJW channels, I decided not to watch them anymore because I'm sick and tired of them blaming the left for everything. Well, I mean, you were still going on about Anita Sarkeesian hating men in my server, so I mean, cool. You think anti-SJW channels are cringe, but still. King shaming is horrible in DeviantArt. It literally has Deviant in the fucking name, yet people still complain. Well, thankfully, I don't use DeviantArt. I hear that place is a shithole. I think I've only been on DeviantArt like 3 times in my life, maybe. Probably more than that, but I honestly don't remember the last time I ever went on that site. I have no reason to. I have no interest in ever going there. I think most people who find anti-SJW channels cringe at this point. I mean, they still have their following, but there's definitely more pushback now than there was back in their heyday. Here's the most annoying thing about anti-SJW channels back when they were still like huge. They would target like these channels with like 2,000 subscribers and say, "See, this is the left. Look at this prevalent leftist content creator that's totally an SJW." And you go on their channel and say they have like fucking 2,000 subscribers at most. Yeah, no power and influence whatsoever. You just want to fucking punch down and harass a tiny content creator with your large toxic audience. There's one that was targeted a shit ton. Something. What was it called again? Queer kids or whatever. Queer kid stuff. Yeah. Channel has under 20,000 subscribers. Yet it was painted as such a huge issue back in like 2016 among the anti-SJW community. Like these channels with like 500K subscribers were routinely going after this channel with like, I don't know, 5K at the time. And now their videos are flooded with hate. I mean, I'm not trying to like say their content is good or not. I personally have never seen a single video by this content creator, but I'm just saying, like, talk about making a mountain out of a molehill. Like, talk about this channel supposedly being so influential and poisoning the minds of so many children, yet they were just some tiny ass channel wanting to educate kids on LGBT issues or whatever the aim of that channel was. They claimed it was that it was the because Huffington Post made an article about them. But wouldn't that still be a sign that they're not influencing anyone because they still had such a small following? Well, if they still hardly got any recognition at all, hardly any push at all after Huffington Post made an article about them, then like why are they so scary now? Why are they so scary? Because they had one article written about them from one news source that didn't help their view. That didn't help boost their channel at all. They're still tiny and insignificant and irrelevant. So yeah, I'm still drawing a blank on why that channel was supposedly a big problem. It was funny watching people complain about The Last of Us 2 for having LGBT characters. Fucking idiots. Yeah, I heard about that whole controversy. Yeah, I've heard people like the Quartering have been molding about that. Quite hard too. But that's entertaining in all the wrong ways because it's cool to see people mauled over a group of people that have done essentially nothing to them, and just their mere existence pisses them off. And that's cool to see because it shows that, you know, these people's views are going out the window. More and more people are starting to embrace marginalized groups of people. And it makes these people mad. So cool. It's nice seeing people mauled about their bigoted views being becoming irrelevant. Because how dare the world become more inclusive? Fun fact, the singer from Bohemian Rhapsody, Freddie Mercury, was part of the LGBT community. Yeah, I knew that. It was bisexual, right? Yeah, I don't think anyone doesn't know that Freddie Mercury wasn't straight. I thought that was like common knowledge. Flappy Bird is trending. What the fuck? The announcement that the government will block further downloads of TikTok and WeChat is reminding people of the popular yet short-lived Flappy Bird game. Oh yeah, that game. God, I remember that game being so huge when I was like 12, 13. Like, what was it, early 2014? That game was huge. Everyone in my middle school was playing it. And then one day, game was gone. I think I still have it downloaded onto my old iPod Touch, which I don't even know where that is. I still have it. I just have no clue where I put it. If people bitch and moan about LGBT characters, I'm gonna drink all of their tears. Imagine being a homophobe in 2020. Yeah, indeed. Unfortunately, that is still very prevalent. Like me personally, I don't understand like one's irrational hatred for a certain group of people. Like, let those people exist as long as they're not harming anyone. But you know, whenever you make that point, someone is going to be like, "But they're being shoved in our faces all too much." Cool. Fine. Like, what is wrong with media, forms of media embracing these kind of people? You know, depicting them as like actual people and not just stereotypes like they've been doing for years and years on end. Have you heard Nick Mason's new live album yet? It's pretty good, to be honest. I heard that came out, but I haven't heard it yet. I've heard some of his solo stuff before, though. I wasn't too crazy about it. Hopefully, I can go to Anime Boston in 2021. Is that like an anime convention or something? I'm not in tune with the anime community, so I don't know. Honestly, only Pink Floyd solo albums I've ever really enjoyed were Rick's and some of Rogers and David's. They were way better as Pink Floyd. That's usually the case with every band. Like whenever like a band splits apart and each member has their own solo career, it's not the same. They're always better like when they're together. Um, I like Rogers stuff the most. I think that his albums sound have that Pink Floyd sound going for them. But sometimes I do like to just imagine albums like Pros and Cons and Amused to Death being Pink Floyd albums, and thinking about how much better those albums would be. I mean, they're already good on their own, but still thinking about how much better those albums could be if they were Pink Floyd projects. Richard Wright's solo stuff is pretty good though. I really like his stuff. Too bad it's not on streaming services. Have to fucking download his solo stuff off of YouTube. Yeah, so thinking of going there this year, but it got canceled due to the coronavirus pandemic spreading. Well, who knows if it's even going to happen next year as well. Who knows how long this COVID shit is going to be going on for. Sucks Rick's albums aren't on streaming sites. I had to buy the vinyl of Wet Dream. I've only ever heard it on YouTube. I'm not dying to vinyl of it. But a lot of the songs on that album are pretty gorgeous. Oh yeah, today that rip-off collection comes out. Mario 3D All-Stars. Can play games they can easily play on an emulator. They're not remade for the Switch. They're just slightly upscaled. And you have to pay $60 for this. And it's only out for a limited time only. Wow, so exciting. I'm really enjoying Sunshine though. I got the game for I got the original game just a week ago. Well, actually, the day my grandmother died, I got the package. So tomorrow's gonna be a week since I got the game. It is a lot of fun. I've heard very mixed things. Sunshine prior to playing it, a lot of people love the game, but there's also quite a bit of people who don't like the game. But honestly, I'm really liking it. I mean, in certain parts, the game is pretty infuriating, but overall, it's a fun game. But the camera in that game is fucking terrible. Holy shit! I hope at the very least that was fixed in the 3D All Stars collection. It probably isn't. It's probably still fucking awful. But the camera in that game is so bad. It is so easy for it to get stuck on like buildings and such, or for a wall to be blocking your view so you can't see shit. That's easily my biggest gripe with the game. The government are absolute morons here. In school, we have to wear masks everywhere except the classrooms. I mean, even worse here in certain districts. Some schools, where mask wearing is optional. There's one viral photo that was posted onto Twitter like a month ago. Some students cramped into a hallway, no social distancing at all, like how school hallways usually are. Like the students are packed like sardines. A lot of them weren't even wearing masks. Like, and schools in New York are going to be opening up soon. It was delayed again. Initially, schools in New York were going to open, public schools, I mean, were going to open on the 21st, and now it's pushed to October 1st. I believe elementary schoolers go back first. They go back on the 29th, and then middle schoolers and high schoolers go back on the 1st. But I guess we shall see how that's all gonna go. How that's all gonna go down. Hopefully, proper precaution will be mandatory. I hope. I mean, New York has been pretty strict on the whole on this whole COVID ordeal. We used to be the worst in the world, and now our cases are down to less than, I think, 1%, which is just great. I just hope that continues. I hope we don't see a second wave here. But this just makes me all the more happy that I don't have to worry about this shit. My college semester is completely online. You know, I'm very happy, like I've said on multiple different occasions, that I graduated just a year before all this went down. Less than a year, actually, June of 2019. And COVID started becoming a huge thing, like, what, March of this year? Your older brother bought 3D All Stars. Might as well play it at that point. I mean, whatever. Your brother wasted $60, but I mean, he might enjoy it. Who knows? Your grandmother died. That sucks. My grandmother died on 5 months ago before she passed away. I'm very sorry to hear that. Things are still pretty hard, but I've already talked about that extensively at the beginning of this stream. Just this morning, we're all cramped together in the auditorium. No masks, no social distancing. Jesus Christ. I hate motorcycles too. But yeah, that's horrible. Like, my nose so itchy. Again, I'm happy that I'm in college now. I don't have to like worry about going to public school in the midst of all this. But still, I do really feel for the people who are forced to still go somewhere for their education in the midst of all this, especially in a place that doesn't give a shit about social distancing or mask wearing or any of that. College in the UK is completely different. I'm in college. Oh, sorry. It's basically just American high school. Yeah, I'm not so familiar with the UK education system. I apologize. I have a feeling COVID cases are going to go back up again with schools reopening. Honestly, it will probably be worse than the second rise of COVID. Yeah, who knows? We'll see how things unfold. But what also really sucks, since the school year has been so horribly delayed this year in New York. There's the kids are going to have no snow days, so if we have like severe snow, they're not going to be getting the day off because they have to make up for all the days they lost. I think their Christmas vacation is going to be severely cut. They're going to be losing a lot of days off just to make up for the for the days that they lost, for the month that they lost, really, um, during this time. So yeah, all the more makes me happy that again I'm not in American public school right now. I'd rather stay home than going outside. That is me every day. That is me even before. That was me even before this pandemic. I've been basically during this whole quarantine. I've been basically just laying or sitting here on my bed, either making a video just to kill some time or do classwork virtually on Blackboard, which I hate a lot. I mean, part of me kind of wants things to return to normal. I kind of miss, like, actually going somewhere when it comes to, school and college. Meeting other people, talking to people, being at least a tiny bit social. But of course, all of that was ripped away thanks to COVID. And I don't really have much faith that things are going to get better anytime soon, especially with how it's being handled here in the U.S. Many people still think this whole thing is a hoax or just not that bad. People who wear masks are sheep. They're pussies. Like, I don't even know what to say about these people anymore. Like, we've been in the middle of this pandemic for 6+ months now. And if at this point you still think it's not that big of an issue or just completely fake outright, you're just too far gone. Too far gone. Got a feeling 21 is going to be a shit year, especially if Corona doesn't fuck off. Yeah, I don't have much hope for 2021 being that much better. Maybe it will be. Who knows? People are like, oh, once 2021 hits, we'll be out of this shit fest. But you know, I don't have much hope that shit is gonna change. Just because another year hits doesn't exactly mean things are gonna magically get better. I hope Joe Biden wins this election. If not, I'm moving to Canada. I honestly don't give a shit. Whichever way this election sways, like, whatever. I hate both candidates. God 1921 by The Who hits differently this time around, yeah. I haven't heard that song in a long time. I haven't heard anything by The Who in a while, speaking of that. Joe Biden's probably going to win, but I don't care who wins. Yeah. I mean, I can honestly see it going either way. Like, I can see Biden winning because people are just so sick of Trump, which I don't blame them, but still, fucking Biden. But I can also see Trump winning. I can see his base coming out of the woodwork, barely pushing them towards victory. So, yeah, I can see the election going either way, and honestly, I don't fucking care. I don't care which way it goes. Shit is gonna be the same either way. You know, maybe just a little teeny tiny marginally better under Biden, but really, I don't even have much hope for that. Biden is still up 6.2 points. I know, but there were all those projections back in 2016 that Hillary was going to crush it. I know she wasn't leading in the polls, right, like Biden is currently, like by as much of a margin as Biden, but still, I can still see the election going in Trump's favor because his base will just come out of the woodwork, vote for him. And yeah. Biden and Trump are both senile old men, better off having a dog for president. At this point, I think having a dog as a president would be better for us. Let's create the dog party in America. Dog Party 2024. That's the dream. Vote Dog 2024. Yep. Indeed. Vote Dr. Robotnik 2020X. Sure. I think we're probably also better off having a fucking fictional video game villain as president. I don't know. We're not. Honestly, the presidency is cringe. Let's have a better system. That's what I want. I can see the election going either way, but I think Biden will probably win because Trump has nothing to run on but culture war bullshit, and because of COVID. Yeah. I wouldn't really give that much of a fuck if Biden won. I guess the only good that would come out of that is to see the MAGA people on Twitter mauled. But even then, that's like entertaining for probably 5 minutes, and then you're like, okay, whatever. But conservatives are angry. Let's move on. Vote Michael Mikey 2030s or 2040s. No, I do not want to be president. Not interested in that at all. My uncle's a loud talker. You probably hear him right now. Trump tries to run America like a business, but he's shit at it. Yeah, shit at even that because he's been bankrupt God knows how many times yet. You would like to play Super Monkey Ball. I hear that's a good game on GameCube. One of the Monkey Ball games. I hear about that a lot. I've been loving my GameCube. Been playing it a lot this past month or so. Yeah, month. I've been getting games for it, as a lot of you probably know at this point. Recently got Sunshine. I got Luigi's Mansion before that. After Sunshine, I think we're going to go after Metroid Prime, the first Metroid Prime. And that game is pretty cheap, like $25. It didn't inflate like fucking crazy like a lot of other games like Thousand Year Door. So that's pretty affordable. That's probably the next game I go after I beat Mario Sunshine. Yeah, I guess I am lucky. I actually am lucky. Mario Sunshine goes for GameCube. It goes for about $80, $90 I've seen even, or $100+ I've seen. But I was able to find a copy on eBay that only went for $50. And at first I was like, okay, let's see, the disc isn't working or something like that, because that's usually specified. Like I find a lot of cheap. I find a lot of Mario Thousand Year Door discs for fucking cheap, and then it says, "Oh, the disc isn't working," and I'm like, "Shit." But no, there was absolutely nothing wrong with the game. The girl selling it, I guess she was just very generous, and was selling it for $50 on eBay, and I'm like, that is a fucking score. She literally put it up the day I found it, so I snagged that shit up right away. And she was just selling it too. She didn't put it for she didn't have it where you have to bid for it or anything. Just buy it outright for $50. And I was kind of scared. I put it in my GameCube and I thought maybe there was something wrong with the game that she didn't specify, and that's why the game went for so cheap. But no, game runs perfectly fine. Unfortunately, the box isn't in the best condition. It used to have this horrible GameStop stickers, but I took them off. I had to look up some tutorial on YouTube to take these fucking things off, because GameStop stickers are notoriously hard to take off. Like, there's a lot of like tear when you try to rip them off. It never fully comes off unless you like do a bunch of unnecessary shit. But unfortunately, here there's a hole. I don't even know how that happened. The manual, I think this is the manual, isn't in the best shape. But that's fine, whatever. As long as the game runs fine, I'm fine. So yeah, I got really lucky with this. And again, Mario Sunshine is a really good game. It gets too much hate. You know, I've heard very mixed things about the game. I guess also the voice acting isn't the greatest, but that's fine. The game is mostly text based anyway. I hear Wario World is cool, but I'm not that interested in it. Maybe after I get all the games that I really, really want for the GameCube, I'll consider that game. I don't know. Thoughts on Super Mario 3D All Stars? What do you think my thoughts are on the game, dude? I literally made a whole video about it. You gotta go. Oh, see you, Guitar Rocker. Sup, I won't be here for long. I have work. Wario World is a great game. Well, I won't be here for much longer either. Once I'm here for an hour and 45 minutes, I'm done. I wasn't planning on this being a super long stream. I used to love Mario Sunshine. Haven't played or seen it in years. Yeah. I'm currently loving the game. Again, the game can be very infuriating in certain parts, especially the stupid fucking camera in the game. But Overall, it's fun. I like it. Um, like I said, the voice acting in the game is kind of cringe, but aside from a few gripes, it's a solid game. Maybe not exactly as good as games like like the Galaxy games or other 3D Mario games. Well, hot take. I think I'd probably say this is better than 64. I know a lot of people probably disagree with me on that, but I like the game. Okay, bottom line, I think the game gets too much hate. I need to replay Super Mario Sunshine. The game was my childhood. Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't my childhood. My childhood was fucking Nickelodeon games or other shitty licensed games I got for the GameCube. I'm now making up for it, getting the actual good GameCube games that I missed out on as a child. Currently, my favorite GameCube game is Wind Waker. I got Wind Waker back in 2013 at a video game store in Manhattan, I think. It had like everything you'd fucking name. It had even had very obscure consoles, like failed obscure consoles too, like Virtual Boy or the CDI, and it literally had every single game for very obscure failed consoles like those. And it pretty much had every game for every console you could fucking name. I love that store a lot. I really need to go back there someday. Galaxy is my favorite 3D Mario game probably. I like the first Galaxy more than Galaxy 2. I don't know if that's a hot take. Probably is. But I like Galaxy 1 just for the simple fact that it had more of a story than Galaxy 2. Like for example, the parts where you go in and Rosalina is telling her backstory, I really like those. And that's something that the second game really lacks. You know, the first game was a little bit more than just Mario has to go out in space to save Princess Peach yet again. Mario Odyssey is the best 3D Mario game. I'm inclined to agree with that. I can't really think of any other Mario game I liked more, a 3D Mario game at least, I liked more than Odyssey. Nah, I'm drawing a blank. I got Wind Waker back in 2013. It was my favorite game at that time. Hell yeah, I loved Wind Waker a lot. Well, I remember in 2013, after a few months of playing the game, I got to the part where you have to hunt down for Triforce chests and then hunt down for the Triforce shards. I hated that part of the game. It made me give up on the game for like a year because I didn't feel like exploring the ocean trying to find these fucking things, and especially since you have to do like a bunch of side quests to get certain charts and shards. I didn't like that. And I was an idiot back then. Like I completely ignored the at the beginning the game telling you to meet those fishes at each island in the game so they can mark your map. So later on in the game you could easily transport to certain parts in the world. I completely ignored that, so my whole map was blank. So I had to literally sail all across the world trying to look for these shards. So I'm like, fuck this. I give up. I don't want to play this anymore. And then a year later, I beat the game in 2014. And just recently, I went back and played the game again, and I beat it way quicker. I beat it in the span of, I think, 2 weeks. I hear that part was either shortened or completely eliminated in the HD version, but I don't know. I'm not entirely sure about that. I never played the HD version, and I don't plan to because I have the original. Even if the HD version may be the superior version. The Triforce quest was the worst part, hands down. Oh, definitely. Even now, I really hated I really hated the Triforce quest. I'm an adventure type. I always get the map filled out. Oh, I learned from my mistake this time around. When I played the game again, I made sure to get each and every square in the map filled out. And then later on, I got the teleporting ability and was able to teleport at least close to where each Triforce chart and shard were at. I'm not a big fan of the HD version because it's on the Wii U. I'd imagine eventually they're probably going to also port it onto the Switch. I mean, they're doing that with all the other really good Wii U games. Like every big Wii U title is being ported onto the Switch, so I can see them doing the same thing with the Switch. With Wind Waker. But yeah, I was kind of pissed off when the HD remake was announced because it was announced shortly after I got the original game, and I was like, wow, I traveled all the way to Manhattan to get the original version of the game, only for it to be announced, only for a remake on the Wii U to be announced like a month or two later. I was pissed. Like, I wasn't going to buy the game again because I literally just got it just a few months before the HD version came out. So I was like, what's the point? I'll just settle with the original GameCube version. And I'm fine with that. I still don't have any I still don't feel any need to get the Wii U version, especially since I don't use my Wii U anymore. It's downstairs. It's not connected to the TV anymore. So yeah. The Switch is Nintendo's apology for the Wii U. Now they're just putting good shit from the Wii U there. Yeah, that's basically the Switch. That's always how I viewed the Switch. A Band-Aid console. A Band-Aid console that's essentially Nintendo saying, sorry, we fucked up with the last console. Here's a better console. Like, the Switch's concept is kind of similar to what the Wii U had. I mean, the Wii U, the gamepad had to work cooperatively with the TV screen, and with the Switch, like, you could just play the whole game portably if you wanted to. So yeah, there's a difference there, but still, the Wii U still had that gamepad that you could take. Like, of course, you can go anywhere with it, but still, it still had the gamepad where you could play games on a little screen if you wanted. Maybe while someone is watching the TV, you can still play your game. So, yeah, you can tell like they had the Switch in mind when they made the Wii U, but they didn't exactly execute it in the best way. The Switch is basically a perfected Wii U. That's what I'm getting at. It's what the Wii U was trying to be, but wasn't exactly. Even though I hardly ever undock my Switch, like the portability gimmick was appealing to me for a little bit when I first got it. I was like, oh, cool, I can play this full-fledged console game while taking a shit. Nice. And I think I took it out with me like twice around the time I got it, but really these days I only ever play it on the TV screen with my Pro controller. This is the definitive way to play any Switch game ever. Change my mind. Even though I know you can still play it with the Pro controller portably, but you know, it's not as convenient, and you wouldn't be able to play it while, you know, like in a store or something. I mainly play the Switch portable when I'm in bed because I'm a lazy fuck. Well, lucky for me, my bed is literally right in front of the TV, so I play games in bed. And luckily, since I only have the wired GameCube controller, I don't have to put up with the Mad Catz shit anymore, like I was complaining about in the last stream over a month ago. I've since gotten an official GameCube controller. Since my bed is right in front of the TV, I have no problem with the wire. See ya, Jimmy Page. Thoughts on Unfair Mario? I tried playing that in 6th grade and then rage quitted. You have the actual GameCube controller. Yeah, I had to put up with the Mad Catz piece of shit controller for a long time. That was like the only controller I had. Well, it wasn't the only GameCube controller I had. I had a bunch of other shitty third-party controllers, but it was still the best out of all the third-party GameCube controllers I had, which says a lot because that controller was also shit. But yeah, I was just so sick of playing on it, especially since for whatever reason on the Mad Catz controller, and I thought this was just an exclusive problem with the controller I had, but apparently other people have the same issue. The A button sticks down sometimes with that controller, and it's really hard with certain platforming games because I would jump over a ledge, and when I have to double jump, sometimes it wouldn't register because the A button was still stuck down, and so I would fall to my death and have to try again. It was very infuriating when I was playing the SpongeBob movie game. But luckily, I found this. GameStop was selling it on their website for like 40-something bucks. And I have this now. This is actually the same color as the controller I had as a kid. I have the black GameCube controller, GameCube console, I mean. So unfortunately, the controller doesn't match, but I don't care. I used to have a platinum GameCube when I was little, but I've said this before, but I don't know if everyone watching this stream knows. I used to be stupid. I used to like eating pizza and waffles while playing on my GameCube, so that GameCube ended up getting really sticky and eventually didn't even work anymore. The power button didn't even work anymore. I tried pressing it, but it was completely stuck, and the controller got really sticky and disgusting. Ugh. Eventually, the controller died as well, especially after the wire started exposing. But I'm going to take care of it now because I'm not a dumbass 5-year-old anymore. I have never played a game called Super Size Mario. Mad Catz's A button was a nightmare to put up with, yeah. Indeed, I hate that controller so much. I'm so happy I got this. And no problems at all. It's in really good condition, despite being a used controller. That's all I ask for, too. I don't need the controller sealed, or I have to spend like $400, or I don't need a Wavebird because I hear the Wavebird controller itself is pretty expensive, and on top of that, the receiver is pretty expensive as well. Not going to do that shit. I'm fine with a basic, regular GameCube controller that is wired. I was a savage with my sister's N64, but took decent care of my GameCube controllers. Well, that's good. That's good. I've always loved the click of the L&R triggers. It's always sounded pretty satisfying to me. It sounded really satisfying to me as a kid, and it's still pretty satisfying now as a 19-year-old. Don't know if anyone can relate with that. I don't know if I really want to get an N64. I might just emulate N64 games now that you brought it up, Tame. Really, the only reason I'm interested in buying like physical GameCube games is because I have a GameCube right here that I got a controller for recently and a memory card that has a huge amount of space. So why not just get the games physically and play them the way they were intended to be? You know? Unrelated, but why is Face of Imperialism so expensive? I just read PDFs. I don't bother with real books most of the time. You have the N64, that's cool. Pressing the A button on the GameCube is amazing. I gave my N64 to my brother when I got my Switch. That's cool. I hear the N64 controller is shit. Well, not exactly shit, but not the most comfortable controller. It doesn't look that comfortable either. It has the weird, like, thumbstick that sticks all the way down here. It looks kind of awkward to hold. I've never actually held one in my hand, so I can't really judge the controller too harshly, especially since I never used one, but it just looks so awkward to hold, like, especially with that big part with the thumbstick all the way down here. I know I'm a physical book person. Yeah, that's understandable. Sometimes having physical copies of things just feels special. I like new books though, especially the smell of new books. You can't get that with PDFs. Like, I tried to find a PDF of a Spanish book for my Spanish class that I was having so much trouble getting, but I got the Spanish book finally, but not in PDF form. I had to pay for it because the PDF of that book was like impossible to find. Every PDF site I went to didn't have it. So I'm like, fuck it. I gotta pay like $80 for this fucking book. Not even a book. Like, they just send you a code through mail and have to pay $80 for that. I've been buying nothing but books since this pandemic started. Oh, that's nice. I've been buying GameCube games instead. The N64's thumbstick isn't as bad as people make it out, but it's not an amazing controller, yeah. I hear some people say that the hate for that controller is overblown, but I'm sure it's not controversial to say that the GameCube controller is basically a perfected N64 controller. I mean, they look kind of similar, except that this is way more conventional of a controller. There's this book about ID Software called Masters of Doom that I want. Cool. Hello, Furious Rants, or Ahmed, or not Furious, whatever you want to be called. Welcome. Yay, I got 9 people here again. Hopefully we can get 10 people here again like I had earlier. That beeping sound in the background is a truck backing up. My neighbor... No, it's not my neighbor's truck. It's some truck. I don't know. Some truck that came around here. We have a lot of sounds around here. We have sirens, motorcycles, cars blasting music. You get all the sounds you'd imagine on the street around here. Can you do a rant or give your opinion on kid shows? I don't mean SpongeBob or Power Rangers. I mean, hey, boys and girls, when your house is burning, call the firefighter. I mean, it's obviously not my target demographic, so why would I talk about that? I don't really care. When I get my dough, I'm getting some more books and maybe a physical copy of Quake 2. Nice. Nice. Enjoy. I have Mario Kart Double Dash. Oh, God, I really want Mario Kart Double Dash. I still want to get Metroid Prime first, maybe, because that is a cheap game. Only like $25, something like that, everywhere I look. And Double Dash is like 60, 70. But that is still very high on the list of GameCube games that I want to get. Okay, one complaint I have with the GameCube controller. Otherwise, it's a very phenomenal controller. The D-pad isn't that great. It's small. Like, you can barely move it. Like compare it with the Pro controller, the Switch's Pro controller's D-pad. It's a great D-pad, but this, not so much. Not so much. Why do they put one Z button? I don't know. I know certain Mad Catz controllers, not the one that I have a like an M button or something like that. I guess that's the one thing that they have over official GameCube controllers, but I don't know. Nintendo did some weird shit with this controller. It's still a great controller, one of my favorite controllers ever. I don't know if I'd rank it above the Pro controller or not. This is a phenomenal fucking controller that I have like no complaints of at all. So maybe I rank it a little above the GameCube controller, but still, it's a perfectly fine controller that Nintendo made some questionable decisions with. Put it at that. Nintendo always does weird shit. Yeah, they do. I want to get some. I want to get more. I want to get some shooter games for this, but I hear that shooter games aren't exactly the greatest with the GameCube controller. So we'll see how that goes. The Game Boy player is good. Oh, that is something I want to get. Well, I don't know if I'll definitely get it. I hear that's pricey. Like, you have to buy the Game Boy player and then get the disc. But since you're not required to get like an actual Game Boy to play the Game Boy player, I may actually get the Game Boy player because I hear there's some really good Game Boy games that I really should try out, but never wanted to because I was never interested in getting a Game Boy game. Getting a Game Boy console. Maybe through emulation I'll play some Game Boy games. I don't know. I played Mother 3 a few years ago on an emulator on my phone that doesn't exist anymore, I think. If you want to get some shooters, get 007 Night and Fire. That's a great game. Thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, shooters aren't great with that tiny C-stick, yeah. I never minded the C-stick because most of the games I play on the GameCube are platformers, so it's not really a problem there. But I hear with shooters, this controller is not very ideal. But hopefully it won't be too much of an issue. I have the GameCube GBA link cable. Cool. PlayStation Virtual Reality is really awesome. I have a Game Boy SP. No, I never owned any Game Boy games. I was trying to think, did I own one? Because I remember the DS Lite I had was able to play Game Boy games, and I remember playing some Game Boy games on the old DS Lite I had, but those were games my friends had or family or cousins of mine had, and they wanted to play their games, but they didn't have a Game Boy with them, so they just used my DS to play them. I personally never really played any shooter on the GameCube, mostly platformers or sports games. Yeah, I mean, I still want to get some really good shooter games on the GameCube because why not? I want to build my GameCube library, but I'll keep in mind that this controller isn't great when it comes to those kind of games. But you know what? Whatever. I mean, again, I don't think it'll be that big of an issue with me personally. Yeah, it's weird that Nintendo would have such a tiny ass fucking C stick. Like, I know I've said on multiple occasions, I love this controller. I love the design of it. It is so comfortable in my hand. There's so much to love about this controller, especially the really satisfying click of the L and R triggers. But yeah, there's definitely quite a few flaws with this controller. Like I mentioned, the D-pad and the C stick, and only one Z button. No, I have never played Cooking Mama on the PETA version of Cooking Mama, nor have I ever played any PETA games because why waste my time with that? I have played chess a couple of times. I tried playing it on my computer a couple of times, but chess is boring, so I'm not gonna. I don't think I'll ever bother with that again. The button was underrated, though. Not gonna lie, yeah. I know this gets clowned on a lot, but I love the color scheme. Like, I love the red B button and the green A button and the C stick being yellow and the purple Z button. I've always loved that. I always loved the variety of colors on here on the GameCube controller. And I love the variety of colors that the GameCube controllers and the GameCube itself came in. I kind of wish we had more consoles like that. You know, there was the Indigo GameCube controller, the Platinum one, the black one, like I have right here. I've seen blue ones. I've seen orange ones. Like, I want another console like that, to be honest. You know, everything has to be so bland. Phones have to be either white or black. Consoles have to be either white or black. I mean, the Switch kind of has that, but a lot of Switches just come with like basic black Joy-Con. But I was lucky enough to get the one that came with the blue and red Joy-Cons. I know you can just easily switch out the Joy-Cons, but whatever. But still, I wish more consoles did that. Like, I wish the PS5 and the Xbox X had multiple colors. That's cool. That was cool. I know that's also a point against the GameCube with a lot of people. Oh, the multiple different colors made the GameCube seem like a kiddie console. Fuck off. Come on. It's nice and creative and colorful. If you want bland, just go with the black or platinum GameCubes. Me saying that while I have a black GameCube right here, but that's the only one GameStop had at the time. So whatever. I had the platinum one personally. My family had a purple one before that. Before they threw it away. Criminal Act, I know. Oh, how dare they? Did it break, or did they just throw a perfectly good working GameCube away? Because I threw my platinum one out years ago, like 9 years ago, I think. Because, like I said, it got really sticky and disgusting because I used to like eating pizza and waffles while playing it. So if that's the reason they threw it out, fine, whatever. But if it was perfectly fine, I don't see why they would throw it out. Have you heard of a new FNAF game coming to PS5? That's why FNAF was trending on Twitter. I was wondering why. I just saw it trending on Twitter one day, and I was like, oh, I remember that game. I remember harassing some people who were fans of that game way back when I was an idiot. I didn't investigate as to why it was trending, but I guess that's why. You probably just heard my uncle laugh right there. He's always fucking screaming every time he talks into the phone. I don't know why. I don't know. They probably did it because it's old. Well, that's fucked up then. Jesus, just because a console is old doesn't mean it's not working anymore. My parents always scream at the TV. Oh god, my uncle from Jersey, he stayed with us for like 2 weeks when my grandma was in the hospital. Every day, Fox News was on, and he would be screaming at the TV like he's watching a fucking sports game. Had to see Tucker Carlson's punchable face every night on the living room TV. I feel you. It's disturbing how angry people get when watching Fox News. Yeah, definitely. My uncle, my conservative uncle from Jersey, he comes here every time election day comes around because he's registered here to vote. He can't vote over in Jersey. I remember for the 2016 election, like 3 hours without break, he was watching Fox News and yelling at the TV about Hillary Clinton being evil, Trump being the person who is going to save America or whatever the fuck. And I remember him rambling about that to my grandma. and she knows like fuck. She knew like fuck all about politics, so she just kind of sat there and listened to him ramble. She was only there just because she knew he'd get pissed off. She would just walk away. But yeah, bless her heart. Bless her for being able to put up with that. I'm gonna miss her a lot. I'm lucky my mom doesn't scream at the TV. The only time I ever scream at a TV is when I'm getting pissed off at a video game. Like last night, Mario Sunshine was pissing me off. There's just one bullshit mission in Mario Sunshine where you have to collect red coins. Well, I think you ride on a blooper or something. I forget which. You ride on the water on a blooper, and you collect all the coins, but then at the end you have to jump onto the boardwalk to collect the shine sprite. And it's so hard to make that jump for whatever reason. It is so unnecessarily hard because you can't just easily dismount off the blooper after collecting all the 8 red coins. You have to make that jump perfectly, and so many times I fucked it up. Like, I already did the hard part, collecting the coins. I failed at that continuously because I kept crashing into shit. And then when I finally do it correctly, oh no, the game adds another stupid fucking obstacle at the very end. That's another gripe I have with the game, by the way. So, some of the missions are just unnecessarily hard. And not even really because Nintendo wanted to challenge. Well, maybe because they did want to challenge you, but still, not even really because it was necessarily challenging because it was intended to be challenging. It's just because Nintendo made these stupid fucking decisions, or the camera fucks you up, or things like that, causes you to fail at a mission, and not the actual mission itself. A lot of the time, well, some of the times. That one mission in Rico Harbor, yeah, that mission was, yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. I cannot scream. I'd probably break my voice if I tried doing that. Oh shit! I've been doing this for an hour and 48 minutes. That was less than that. I said I was going to end this at an hour and 45. Fuck it, I'll go past the 2-hour mark. The worst mission in the game is the one where you have to collect 8 red coins on the lily pad. I don't think I made it to that one yet. There were quite a few missions in the game that really pissed me off. Also, fuck that watermelon mission. The one where you have to roll a watermelon across the stage, hoping that one of those enemies don't flick it up in the air, or when you're rolling up the watermelon to where you're supposed to get it, there's just really narrow like boardwalk. You have to kick it through and hope and pray that you don't accidentally kick it in the water. And if you do, you have to go all the way back and do the same thing all over again. It's one of my least favorite missions. I don't know if it's exactly my least favorite mission. Some of the secret missions I hated a lot. Like, the ones where you go to like a secret area, you have to jump across obstacles and things like that, otherwise you'd fall to your doom. A lot of those I really hated. It's a very frustrating game, but oh well. There's still a lot of fun aspects of the game. Corona Mountain was a bitch, yeah. What an apt name that mountain has now. It's called Corona Mountain because the mountain's body temperature is high. Yeah. See, I'm still not entirely sure what I'm going to be getting after Sunshine. Probably. I'm thinking of going with Metroid Prime, honestly. Again, it's one of the cheapest GameCube games I want a lot. So, to go after that. I hear Billy Hatcher is pretty good. I don't know. I might try that out someday after I get all the GameCube games I want. Even though it's expensive as fuck, I want to get Thousand Year Door. Maybe someday I'll get really lucky like I did with Sunshine and come across a sweet deal. Even if that means I have to buy the disc only, that's fine. I can buy the box at a later time separately. But even the discs can be expensive as fuck. Like some go for $80, $90. I just want to play the damn game. I know, Dolphin. That's like the easiest solution. But again, I have a GameCube right here. It works perfectly fine. No issues going on with it whatsoever. Got a memory card for it. Got a controller. May as well play it the way it's intended to be played anyway. Unrelated, but I just checked in the online bookstore and there's a copy of The Shining for $800. Why? I have no clue. I would not pay that much for a fucking book personally. I have Thousand Year Door, a great game. Well, lucky you. I don't know how long you've had it for. I don't know if you had to pay like an insane amount for it or you've had it for a long time, but regardless, lucky you because I want that game so badly and it's really hard to get right now because a lot of the copies I find go for like $150 to $200 plus dollars. Hell, you don't even need the GameCube version. There was a native version on PC/Mac. No, I don't mean emulator, like an actual port. Oh, that's cool, but still, I mean, like I said, I have everything here, so may as well play like the real game authentically. Like when it comes to consoles, I don't give a shit about owning, like say the NES or SNES or N64 final emulate games for those games, but you know, when it comes to consoles that I have a lot of memories attached to, especially consoles that I still own and that work properly, I may as well get the actual games for them, like physical games. You got it 2 years ago for about $30. Wow. Wow. I really picked the worst time to get into GameCube collecting. Like, holy shit. Like, I understand the price spike because of COVID and everyone's at home now and they want to relive their childhood because they really have nothing else to do, but shit, I should have bought these games when I initially got back into playing on the GameCube. Like I got this GameCube back in 2013 for like $20, and I got Wind Waker at that store for cheap as well, like $20 to $30, I think. For whatever reason, like after a few months, I just lost interest, and I was like, whatever. The mood has passed. I'm not gonna pay attention to my GameCube anymore. Just let it sit in a closet for another 6 years. But no, I think this is actually gonna last this time. But I still feel like a fucking idiot for one, not getting a lot of really good games back when they were like only $10 when I was 5 years old, and two, not getting these games when they were just a little cheaper back in 2013. But again, I'm making up for it now. It's a hassle. You have to really hunt down for sweet deals of these games, but that's the price you pay, I guess. 6 viewers and 9 likes. I get it. I started getting back into GameCube in 2013 and built up a decent collection of games I want. That's awesome. That's great. You missed when Sega wasn't just Sonic. Well, I don't really play Sega games. I've never given a shit about the Sonic franchise either. Remember a friend got me Sonic Colors for my birthday like 9 or 10 years ago, and I played it like twice and lost interest. The Dreamcast is up for $1,000 on eBay. Holy shit. Hang on, my laptop needs to charge. Alright, there we go. I am not interested at all in getting a Dreamcast, so yeah. I feel bad for anyone who wants a Dreamcast now, though. They're really selling for a whole grand. Well, I find a lot of them for like 100-something bucks. Well, there's this one here that's for $1,400. Jesus. Well, that's because the system is sealed. I hear GameCube consoles themselves, not just the games, are pretty expensive these days. But I was able to get mine 7 years ago for $20-something. So, hooray for that. Not in an official box, by the way. It was from GameStop. It was some like plain white cardboard box that someone wrote GameCube on with Sharpie, and all the wires and stuff were inside of it. Unfortunately, it didn't come with a controller. I just had to use the third-party controllers I already had. But yeah, it had the AV cables and things like that, and sold all that just for $20-something. I want a Dreamcast because you can burn ROMs onto a CD real easily. I knew I should have gotten it at the flea market. Oh, you came across a Dreamcast at a flea market? I've been like 2 weeks ago. I was passing by some thrift stores hoping to find some GameCube games, and unfortunately, they had a bunch of like PS2 and original Xbox games, but no GameCube games. None at all. I went to like 5 of them, and none of them had any. They had consoles for like every other system from that generation except for the GameCube. Maybe I should have gotten a sealed Wii U and kept it in the closet for a few years, then sell it for $1,000 or something. I'd imagine eventually the Wii U is going to be like the GameCube. The underrated system that people have a lot of fond childhood memories over, and then the games for that system are gonna jack up a lot in price, and the system itself is gonna jack up a lot in price. Because we're already seeing that with the GameCube. The GameCube was also a console that sold like dog shit when it was initially out, but now a lot of people want it and the games for it because they remember it from their childhood. If you want GameCube games, go to Video Games New York. Oh, I will. I've heard about that store. No, that was actually the store I went to like 7 years ago, actually. That's where I got Wind Waker from. Great store. Great store. Last I checked, that store had like fucking everything you could imagine when it comes to gaming. I don't know though. The Wii U might devalue a lot because of its killer apps. Because a lot of its killer apps are on Switch. I don't know. There are some people out there, kind of like me, want to play the original games, the way they were originally intended to play, like on the gamepad. I'd imagine there's still going to be a market for that. Yeah, I know where the store is. I just don't feel like going all the way down there, though. It's pretty far from where I live. But no, the other day, my cousin, who is a big time video game collector, came by and told me about that store, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's the store I went to." He was showing me pictures of it and things like that, and I was like, "Yeah, I've been there before." The only reason I haven't gone back there ever since is, like I mentioned, the store is so far away from where I live, and I need to take like the train to get over there, and in these times, that's not very ideal to go on to take public transportation. You could have gotten a Dreamcast for $30. Fuck. Well, actually, I kind of do have a similar experience at a dollar store. For whatever reason, they were selling an Atari 2600. It was in the box, and for whatever it was cheap too. It wasn't that expensive. For whatever reason, I didn't snag that. Me and my mom were like, we really should have gotten that. Then we went back, it was gone. Wasn't there anymore. Uh, I know I'd probably have to get like some adapters to even make it work on my TV, but still, it would be cool just to have. I mean, I don't really see myself playing on an Atari all that much, but still, I came across one. May as well, may as well have taken it, right? Oof, I would have snagged it because always wanted a 2600. Yeah, I wasn't so crazy about getting one, but then I was like, when am I ever going to come across something like that again? An Atari 2600 in the original box for a very cheap price at a dollar store that's right by me. That's an opportunity I totally missed. I have no clue what the ring tape is. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, iOS 14. I got that yesterday. I mean, seeing the weather and my battery health is pretty cool, I guess, right here on the home screen. See? Covering the. All right, that's not going to be good. My finger is too big. I was trying to cover the location it says on my weather widget, but that's cool, I guess. That's really the only fucking thing I care about on iOS 14. I know he has an iPhone. That's so cringe. Whatever. Uh, no. Apparently, there's also a feature here that can tell you like that gives you a notification if if you come into contact or in an area that has a high rate of COVID. So that's very cool. That's very effective, I guess. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm not mistaking it for something else, that's very useful in the times that we live in, right? Oh yeah, I downloaded TikTok. I forgot. I literally did that like an hour ago here on this stream. Uh, I don't see myself ever really using this, but I made it. Here. See my Charlie profile pic. Same thing on Twitter because I signed in using my Twitter. I miss having a phone just to go on Tinder or OkCupid. I can never use sites like those. I mean, my anxiety is just so bad, and even putting myself on like a dating app, no, I can't. But what happened to your phone? How did it break? Apologies if you ever explained this to me, but I don't exactly remember. Yes, I'm still here, Guitar Rocker, but not for much longer. Probably for less than 10 minutes, I'll still be here. Well, it's nice for you. It's nice that you're able to be here for like the last 7 or so minutes I'm going to be here. I don't know. I dropped it and the screen bled and stopped working. Bought a new screen, but it was from a Chinese company and it hasn't shipped yet. I got ripped off $60 down the drain. Oh god, that sucks hard. Um, my uncle actually, he thought his screen cracked, and he was gonna go to get his screen fixed, not through Apple because that would be too expensive for him, but through like some kind of sort of sketchy place that can replace your phone screens, but it was really the only option he had that was affordable. But he found out only his only his screen protector cracked, and they peeled off the screen protector. Phone was like brand new. What did you miss? Really, just us talking about GameCube and me screaming about some Mario Sunshine missions that I found particularly infuriating. I don't know much about Tinder. Well, I don't really know much about Tinder either, aside from it's an app that I'm probably never going to use. I know it would probably help me find a significant other, but uh, nah, not my thing personally. I mean, if other people like using it, I'm sure plenty of people out there have had successful stories when it comes to apps like Tinder, and that's perfectly fine. But nah, that's not my forte. I found a fellow lefty and trans person on Twitter, Tinder, but they were a Vosh fan. Oof. Is that like a deal breaker for you? I don't know. I tried Tinder, it did nothing for me. Well, that's too bad. Maybe I should try that. No. Nah. I prefer OkCupid because it's more accepting of trans people. I didn't know Tinder had that kind of problem when it comes to like trans acceptance and things like that. And yes, Vosh fans aren't really the most educated on leftism, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not like hardcore. I'm not like a hardcore Vosh fan or anything. I don't really watch him for that. I don't really watch him to learn more about theory. I just kind of watch him sometimes when he like yells about right wingers. More of just kind of sort of casual viewer. Like I don't watch his streams. I don't watch every clip he puts up because not everything he talks about interests me, or I'd rather not hear what he has to say about a particular subject. Yeah, that's where I stand with him. Used to be a big fan of him like earlier this year, but now that just kind of subsided. Vosh is a complete Nimrod when it comes to theory and economics. That's kind of sort of why I don't watch him for that. I usually avoid his videos when he talks extensively about theory and economics. It wouldn't be a deal breaker for me if someone was a Vosh fan, but I would encourage them to watch better content creators. Really depends. If they start like saying the slurs that Vosh likes to say and other shit like that, nah, I would not. I would not bother with that person. But if one is like me and they just kind of sort of casually watch them and don't try to like imitate him, try to be him, then fine. Like, you know, I can totally be with someone who has a different taste in content creators or like someone a little bit more than I do. They did say the F slur on her Twitter. Ugh, yikes. That's a yikes for me. Like, I know. Some people like to say certain slurs because, you know, they're in a particular group that a certain slur targets, but, you know, I think certain slurs should just be eradicated from everyone's vocabulary, to be honest. And no, I'm not talking about the A variant of the N word, you know. I'm not talking about that at all. If they're like a moderate fan, then whatever. If they're like a hardcore fan, then no. I should really be wrapping this up. I can barely read people's chat comments anymore. I'm a queer and I don't really like the F slur, to be honest. Yeah, that's understandable. That's understandable. Like I know some people who are black and despise anyone, even if another person is black, saying the N word. You know, like hard R. I mean, no, but I say the word to take the power out of it. I used to unironically be that like a few years ago. I would say the N word a bunch of times, say the F slur a bunch of times, and then use the I take the power out of it excuse. Alrighty, this has gone on for long enough, I suppose. Thank you all for being here. I would stay for longer, but my voice is giving out. And quite honestly, I kind of want to do something else. Like, maybe play Mario Sunshine a little bit more. I played that until like 3 in the morning last night, like I do every night. May play some more of that. Actually, wait, I'm pretty hungry. I may order a pizza. So I'll order a pizza. No, I'm not going to be eating that pizza while playing on the GameCube. I've learned my lesson, trust me. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for listening to me for 2+ hours. I don't know how you do it, but you're able to do it somehow another month without doing one of these, but we'll see. We'll see. Bye.